Portland. This is the franchise Shane Douglas telling you want to load down the best in professional wrestling. You got to look right here at WGS-TV. Ooh, yeah.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/Wrestlegamer and Zephix.TV. I'm the Wrestlegamer, Double B Bully Mucho, and as you guys saw last week right here on WGS-TV, some people on a certain Facebook group, the WWE TNA Superstars Facebook group, kind of irked me a little bit by they got on my case for not joining the Brock Lesnar bandwagon, and it kind of motivated me to do a video called 5 Reasons Why I Think Brock Lesnar Sucks. And, you know, not one of those reasons, if you guys go back and watch that video, not one of those reasons do I say, oh, F this, F that. No, I brought up logical, valid points to state my case. And when I posted the video last week in that Facebook group, and what surprised me is I actually got some positive feedback from people in that group. There was actually one person that went on there and actually said in the comments that I might be the only Cena fan that she respects. So I figured, you know, if people enjoyed that video, then I'm pretty sure we should do a weekly video and call it the top 5 right here on WGS-TV, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing. And this week, guys, it's going to be something a lot of people have been talking about, a lot of people have been discussing. You know, it's the 5 ways to improve John Cena's gimmick in WWE that do not involve him either turning heel or being fired from the WWE. This is a way to improve the gimmick. You cannot improve a gimmick by getting rid of it. It does not help. It makes it worse. And basically, turning him heel, it would be giving the IWC what they want. But I think we've come up, because I worked with James and Big Easy, Lance Moss, and the man from South Park, known as Cartman, on 5 ways to actually improve the gimmick and get the IWC to stop whining like some little crybaby bitches. The first way to improve the gimmick is to incorporate the Thuganomics gimmick into his current gimmick. Let me explain what I'm saying. One of the main things that actually got fans to gravitate towards John Cena early on in his career was the Thuganomics gimmick, the ability that he had on the microphone to do his battle raps. You know, he even released some albums, you know, and he was actually doing good. And then they started slowly pulling away from that gimmick into the John Cena PG gimmick. But think about this, guys. You know, why not bring a little bit of that back into his current gimmick? I mean, what would it hurt, Lance, to actually have him go out there? You know, for one thing, you know, we know Cena can still rap, and John Cena's probably the only, you know, when he released his hip-hop CD, and you guys know I'm not a big fan of hip-hop music. That was the only hip-hop CD that I purchased. It was the John Cena one, and he actually showed that he actually had talent to do rap. So why not?
Yeah, that's why I had him do the WWE 2K15 soundtrack with the whole hip hop rap type music for the soundtrack. But yeah, that's why I had Cena do that. So that he actually has talent, but WWE for some reason decided to can that gimmick for no apparent reason whatsoever, other than because WWE created a bunch of morons.
Yeah, but what would it hurt, Lance, in my opinion, to actually bring a little bit of that gimmick and incorporate it into his current gimmick? You know, he wouldn't have to turn heel. He wouldn't have to turn away from the kids. Basically what I'm saying, in a sense, if you think about it, he would almost be like a Will Smith of the WWE, a clean rapper for the kids out there. And I think doing something like that might actually improve the gimmick, Lance.
Well, from what I've heard, his new stuff with Wiz Khalifa, from what I've heard from reviewers and stuff, not so much.
Not so much.
But what I was thinking is maybe add a little bit more of the edge he had. Not go all the way, but just a little bit more edge so the parents won't and myself won't just think, oh, God almighty. But, yeah, add some edge to him. That could work.
Yeah, have him go up there, and again, one of the things that drew him to people towards him was his ability to do that. Ability to not only cut hip hop CDs and singles like that, but it was his ability on the live mic to actually take some of his battle raps and use it to diss whoever he's working an angle with. I mean, he took notice with Brock Lesnar. He actually, if I do remember correctly, did an angle with Rikishi about battle raps as well, if I'm not mistaken. But that was something that he really did to perfection, in my opinion. And again, we don't have to see him go all the way back to the edginess part, but why not have him use some of his raps again to diss whoever he's working with? And I think the fans would actually gravitate towards that, James, again, if Cena started doing that again.
I mean, yeah, that's the main thing, really. That's what brought Cena, what people brought Cena was that microphone skills doing the rap. I mean, don't do it like all the time. I say just do it like maybe so often, just
That's what I mean, like not even all the time, just like every once in a while, it would bring something different to the gimmick.
Yeah, just like whoever they're doing it is, like he do it Lesnar, he rap with do a rap on Lesnar. If you do it with like Rollins, do maybe a rap on Rollins, Ambrose, The Authority, whoever. You don't need all the time.
Yeah, definitely, and that's just one way to actually try to improve John Cena's gimmick. The second way, the number 2 way, is diversify his moveset. One of the major gripes I have about WWE is the fact that they hamper a lot of people's movesets when they get to the company. We've seen it time in and time out. We know Sin Cara can do more, but WWE is not letting him. We know that Paige and AJ Lee can do a hell of a lot more in the company, but WWE is not letting them. Quite a few of their divas right now on the main roster, they have a lot better movesets than what they're getting the chance to display. And again, that's just one of the things that's really killing movesets in the WWE, is WWE just for some reason just hampering that. And then when I get to that is, I've seen some of John Cena's work when he was the prototype in OWE, and he had some great matches as the prototype. Especially working against Randy Orton. If I do remember correctly, if he did work a match against Batista when he was known as Leviathan in OWE, and he had some spectacular moves, some great move sets, and then they bring him to the WWE, put him on the main roster, and they just hamper him, and they just go on to label his moveset the 5 moves of doom. Now, I do love the fact, as we do welcome in the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, the Hardcore one himself, Rick Head. Rick, one of the things we're discussing about, got several ways to improve the gimmick for John Cena in the WWE, and we're talking about diversifying his moveset and the fact that fans just really put a label on it. And to me, I don't think it's right, in my mind, Rick, to pour hatred on to John Cena and put a label on his moveset when, to me, in my opinion, that's really out of his control.
Yeah, and we can tell that you're not biased considering you're wearing the John Cena hat, but I'll just leave that one alone.
He's totally not biased to this one.
But you know what? I'm going to tell you, personally, I am a John Cena fan. Whether you like the guy, whether you hate the guy, nobody can deny, the guy's dedication to the industry. I mean, he gives it every single day. He brings it to every single match. So, it's just the haters. And you know what? You just say, fuck the haters. So, and I don't even pay any attention to the haters. And for me, the haters who want to come to HWR, I say, you know what? Come bring it. So, you know what? But as far as the Cena with the 5 moves of Doom, the 5 moves of Doom, I see him do a lot more than 5 moves each and every show. So it's just them just trying to bring him down, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate label they've given him, and to me, again, it's just not right to put hatred on someone for the amount of moves in his moveset. But again, I've seen some of Cena's work in OWE, and he's had
OWE.
really great match. Yeah, Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW. I'm thinking of I'm sorry.
You combine WWE or OVW.
I'm sorry. There's actually an OWE in New Orleans, Old School Wrestling Entertainment. That's what I was thinking about. I apologize about that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Ohio. It's in your area, James. Ohio.
Hey, I don't know the local wrestling promotions here.
But if they would allow not just John Cena, but in a sense their entire roster to improve, diversify their moveset, add more moves in their moveset to use and to put on great matches, then I think not only would John Cena improve in the company, I think the overall product in WWE would actually improve. Number 3. Go ahead.
Can I say something about that? The thing is about you were talking earlier about the Divas one. The reason why WWE gave the Divas only those certain moveset was because they didn't want to beat up their pretty little face, they were all that stuff. And really, most of the people, the reason why some of them limited because other people either used whatever move they had in the beginning, or because of injuries, because they don't want to risk injuries to other superstars or divas.
I was gonna say, but at that point though, but that's why WWE's Divas division looks like dog shit compared to TNA's. Because example though, look at Gail Kim. She was and still is a hell of a talent in TNA. But WWE made her look like she was shit. It's that simple. WWE buries their Divas division.
They made her a doormat.
Because they don't want their Divas division to overshadow the male professional wrestling, because it'll make the men's wrestling division look bad if their divas put on better matches than the majority of the talent can in their main roster.
I agree with you 100%. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because AJ Lee was in a recent interview to promote the Hell in a Cell, and they even asked if they would ever see a Divas inside of Hell in a Cell, and AJ was like, she was hinting that she would like to be in one, but she says, "Oh well, I don't know about that." And she was kind of like skirting the issue, because I think she would like to be in a Hell in a Cell, match. But she clearly said, made it clear that WWE would not going to have that anytime in the future.
Exactly.
That's one thing I like is TNA. I'm gonna go back to TNA. You can tell that how much work they put in their divas. It's just like, look at the way I'm going to go back to Bound for Glory last year. I know we're getting off topic, but still. Look at Bound for Glory for last year. The match with Gail Kim and Terrence Red. One of the, well, not one of them.
It's Slammiversary.
I thought it was Bound for Glory, but same difference. The best. Was it the last Knockout Standing match?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, the best women's wrestling match I've ever seen. WWE can't do jack shit compared to that, because they don't want, like I said, because they don't want their Divas division to be, they don't want their Divas division to overshadow the majority of the talent on the main roster. That's all it is. And TNA don't really care, because TNA would rather have their women's wrestling division overshadow their main roster than just have everything just have half their roster just look like they were just complete garbage.
Hey, Billy, can we do a top 5 of how to improve the Divas division later?
Yes,
we could probably do that next week or so.
All right. Number 3.
Basically, long story short, if you want to see good female talent in the WWE, watch NXT. The number 3, the third way to improve John Cena's gimmick in the WWE. A lot of people, if you're familiar with the name Hulk Hogan, first off, if you're watching wrestling and you don't know the name Hulk Hogan, where have you been? What rock have you been living under? One of the things Hulk Hogan made famous is the hulking up. It's synonymous with his career. Apparently, WWE has been trying to kind of adopt that into John Cena, and it's just not working. And it's really getting on a lot of the fans' nerves, and what I'm talking about is Super Cena. Now, yes, I will say that the Super Cena thing is a bad thing, because there's a lot of repetitiveness in it, and the hulking up worked for Hulk Hogan, in that area, during that era, during that time. It's not working for Cena. It's just not. And to me, basically, Rick, what I'm saying is, get rid of it.
Well, you know what? Let's be honest for a moment. Why did it work for Hulk Hogan? And I'm going to tell you right now, without answering, it worked for us because we were kids. If we were the same age and Hulk Hogan was doing it now, we'd be saying the same thing. It's not working. Now, it works for us when Hulk Hogan does it because it's nostalgia. Now, Cena's not doing it for us. He's doing it for the kids. Now, when John Cena comes out and all those older kids come out, and John Cena comes out and he's like a kid, those kids are our age, and Cena's like 50 or 60 years old, they're going to see, him do the same thing, all the moves that he does. He's going to, hustle, loyalty, respect, and with holding up the three fingers and stuff like that, and that's what they're going to want to see. Doing it for them, not for us. And that's what people have to understand. All the older people, the guys who are 20 or 30 people, 30-year-olds who are watching wrestling, get over yourselves. Wrestling is not for us. It's for kids. We are watching wrestling because we grew up watching wrestling, and it's kind of become habit forming. That's
if you want to see,
I was
going to say, WWE is meant for the child audience. If you want to watch, like if you're an adult, teenager, or whatever, and want to watch actual wrestling, just go watch TNA.
No, watch NXT. It's better.
Or watch NXT.
I don't watch NXT because I don't have the network because I don't feel like paying $9.99.
How much?
Quickly, go into number 4. The fourth way to improve John Cena's gimmick in the WWE, and it's somewhat up for debate because a lot of people are interpreting this, in different forms and different formats, and it's the myth that John Cena buries talent in WWE. And there are a lot of people out there in the wrestling industry who watch it like we do. We've all got our own different interpretations when it comes to quote burying talent in the wrestling industry. When I see it, in my personal view, it's when someone just gets completely dominated, snuffed out, and we don't even see him in the wrestling industry ever again. That's my interpretation of being buried. But let me give you an example as to what I'm talking about. And it goes back to the feud that Cena had with Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family early in the year, leading up into WrestleMania and Extreme Rules. And it was something I was trying to get through to Gohan6425 on YouTube last night during Hell in a Cell on Skype, but it just really didn't seem to sink in. And it's the fact that when Cena started feuding with Bray Wyatt and Wyatt family, and Lance, I'm going to point it out to you because I know that out of the rest of you, you're the one that probably likes Cena the least in this room. All right, now, would it be true to say that the feud that the Wyatt family had with John Cena, regardless of whether they won the match or not, regardless of that fact, would it be true to say that the Wyatt family feuding with Cena actually elevated their status and got them more noticed by the WWE fans that way, rather than just have them not feud with Cena at all?
True, very true, and I'm going to give another shot of said argument. Now, your idea of a burial is, say, once you never see the guy again.
It's
correct?
like Heath Slater.
But to some of us, it's where like a guy was like way high mid carders, and then they go down near to jobber status.
Like
he has done that.
Wyatt did.
I really didn't see that with Wyatt. I really didn't.
I'm not talking about Wyatt. I'm talking. Cena has done that to guys before.
I got one.
From him, he goes damn near to jobber status.
I got one. I got an example.
Go ahead.
1 second. James, 1 second.
Oh.
I think we might be thinking of the same guy here.
Maybe.
Remember before a certain stunt double was doing before he was,
yes, that's the same person I was thinking of.
Before he was a stunt double?
You poor bastard.
Or before his identity crisis.
But let's say this though. Let's say this: the standout gimmick in WWE really wasn't working. It really wasn't working, and it wasn't getting over with fans in the company.
I was going to say, it worked more than the Identity Crisis.
Yeah, but what he's doing right now with being Mrs. Stunt Double, and it's just it's a pure example of what I'm talking about. He can bury bad talent. There's no doubt about that. If you're a bad talent in the WWE and you think you can make it, and you run into John Cena, and then you start complaining, boo-hoo-hoo, I got buried. And if you're a bad talent, then guess what? You deserve to get buried. You deserve it.
But Sandow was.
But let me say this. Let me say this. Sandow gimmick was a bad gimmick. It was.
I have to say, Sandow was a hell of a talent that got stuck with a shitty gimmick. It's that simple.
Yeah. And I think the only way they could actually improve him in the company was to have that gimmick get buried and put him with the new gimmick. And that's exactly what they've done. And guess what? It's working. It's working.
Well, it didn't really went good when he had the Identity Crisis, but when he did the
Identity Crisis buried him even more.
Identity Crisis, he buried himself.
The Stunt Double helps him a whole lot more.
And the fifth reason, number 5, the fifth way to improve John Cena's gimmick, it kind of meshes and melds a little bit with number 4, and that's putting over talent in the WWE. A lot of fans, they get upset. Oh, Cena wins again. He's not putting over talent. Boo, Cena's, But the way I see it, it takes 2 people to have a good match. You just can't go out there and have a matchup, by yourself and get your minds out of the gutter. And Rick, I'm talking to you.
Because that's Rick Sillen with his webcam on.
Gotta have 2 people, 2 great people to work with to have a good match. Regardless of whoever wins or whoever loses, that's, to me, irrelevant. Case in point, Ziggler and Cesaro, Hell in the Cell. There was a reason why that matchup was great, and it wasn't just Cesaro by himself. It wasn't just Ziggler by himself. It was both of those guys working in the same match together to put on a really great match. And John Cena, to me, in my opinion, has done that more than some people would care to agree to. Because I think again, back to my prime example for number 4, it's the Wyatt family. And the attention that they got while working with John Cena, and they're saying, oh, well, John Cena, he went over at WrestleMania. Who won an Extreme Rules in the Steel Cage match? I seem to remember Bray Wyatt winning that one, and so I wonder what kind of counter argument, the Cena haters out there would have. They gotta bring up the Payback, the Last Man Standing match.
Yeah. But you know what? Just to jump in here, and I have to agree, the one thing that John Cena's always been known for, and I like the new thing that he's saying they've been calling him the measuring stick. And that's exactly what he is. In the wrestling industry, especially with the WWE, you need that one measuring stick. You need that one guy to go against and say, you know what, yeah, he's going to be it. Then he needs somebody to go in the back to say, yeah, he's it. The thumbs up or the thumbs down. And fortunately, John Cena is it. Because let's be realistic. Over the past 5 or 10 years, John Cena has been it. He's been the main man. And what's going to happen in the next 4 or 5 years when Cena's gone? Who's going to take his place? And that's going to be the next blog that I'm working on, a blog that I'll be writing over on Hardcore Wrestling Radio. Who will take his place? There's nobody, very few people, like between Hulk Hogan and John Cena. Yeah, there's been people in between, like Bret Hart, HBK, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. They were all great champions, but they really didn't cement their place in like the way that John Cena and Hulk Hogan did. They were all great champions, but they weren't it. Excuse me. They weren't it like the way Cena and Hogan were. So, they still need that one person that's going to go to the back, talk to the guys, and say, yeah, this guy's going to be the it factor, and this guy, or he's it or he's shit, so to speak.
Yeah. Think back to when John Cena first started in WWE. To me, it would be safe to surmise that at that time, which was around 2002, 2003, that the measuring stick at that time was the WWE champion, The Undertaker. And he gave John Cena his seal of approval. And that says something when somebody like The Undertaker gives his approval to someone, John Cena, starting out in the WWE. And now, John Cena has taken the torch from The Undertaker, and now he is the it guy. As much as a lot of the haters out there are saying, "Oh no, he's not the it guy. It's Dean Ambrose. No, it's Seth Rollins. No, it's somebody else. It's not Cena." No, you're just making those kind of arguments just to sound foolish, to be honest. And you're not really looking at the wrestling industry from an objective standpoint. John Cena is the it guy. But what the purpose of this video is there was two purposes. One, to shut the IWC whiny crybaby bitches up a little bit, and I think we accomplished a little bit of that.
I think you just pissed off him. I think you just pissed him off more.
yeah, you're never gonna shut them up.
Well,
fortunately.
Well, it was an attempt. You can't blame me for trying. And number two was to objectively look at Cena's current gimmick and come up with ways and evaluate some ways to actually improve the overall gimmick. That's what the purpose of this video is. I'm not saying that we are right or we are wrong. This is just personal opinion and personal evaluations based on what we've seen in the past when it comes to John Cena's gimmick and John Cena's character. I figured I would have to get that little PSA out of the way before people start commenting, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not right." Again, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying any of us are right.
We're just saying they're wrong.
No, we're just saying that this is personal opinion and personal evaluations. But what we want to know from you guys out there, yes, the viewers.
Before you started this, I was going to say the one thing I wanted to add to that thing about Cena with not putting over time. Somebody like Ambrose or somebody like Ambrose or Reigns, they don't put them against Cena. Put them against Cena and have Cena put them over. Don't put them on a team with Cena.
Didn't Cena do that 2 weeks before Hell in the Cell with Ambrose?
I thought he was on a team with Ambrose.
It's the contract on a pole match.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
One I can think of, but yeah, still, you get what I mean. He doesn't do it like most talent do.
But then, of course, the Cena hates could say, "Yeah, but then Cena got the #1 contenders match, so he really didn't put him over." Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make a valid point there. I guarantee somebody posts that in the comments.
Yeah, So what we want to know now from you guys out there, your thoughts on, possible ways with, again, to keep in mind, these are ways to improve the gimmick without turning him heel and without firing John Cena. These are 5 ways to improve the gimmick of John Cena in the WWE, again, without turning him heel and without firing him in the company. So definitely we want to know what you guys can actually come up with. We definitely want to know what your take would be. What would be your ways to improve John Cena's gimmick in WWE? Again, quote, without firing him and without turning him heel. We definitely want to know what you guys think. Be sure to put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Rick, where can fans check you out on HWR?
Of course, they can always check me out on my Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And guys, make sure you check us out over on our new location. That's soundcloud.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And also, we're still over on dailymotion.com/HWR Show.
Yes, what can fans expect to see when they come visit your channel over on youtube.com/LanceMossTV?
Album reviews, NASCAR discussion videos, redneck Norman cooking videos, a bunch of musical equipment reviews, some rants. If you haven't subscribed, why hadn't you?
And guys and gals, you will not admit it, but commandment number 3 of the Houdat Temple is to always believe. It's James from the Big Easy. James, you got anything coming up? Yeah, pretty much. I'll probably be commandment number 4.
Tomorrow, I'm going to GameStop. I'm going to pick WWE 2K15 up. I don't care if it's a bad game. I'm just picking it up because it's just something. Otherwise, I'll be on iVlog.tv/user/fatboy504. Do games talk. You want to talk about how shitty the Divas division is and how good the Knockout division is, you can go there. Or you can find me on twitch.tv/fatboy504 where I play the PS4 and I wait 3 weeks for WWE 2K15 that comes out on there.
And Cartman is also on YouTube, but currently right now Cartman's not doing anything on YouTube right now, right?
No.
Not
at all.
So, with that being said, guys, for the hardcore host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, Rick Head, the incomparable Lance Moss and Lance Moss TV, the man from South Park, simply known as Cartman, and, of course, James from the Big Easy, I'm the WrestleGamer, Billy Boudreaux, saying thank you very much for watching.
Hey, look, a duck with a John Cena hat behind you, Billy.
What?